am right now, I am going through a little bit of a decor phase where I'm really trying to figure out how to add more greenery in my little cozy space. So I brought some plants from the outside because what happened is these really long plants are so good for the inside, but what I tend to do is I leave it outside so that it can grow faster. But then I realized that inside it grows fast too. So I guess outside it gets eaten by caterpillars a lot. Inside it does grow quickly to my surprise, especially this type of plant, which is called the devil's ivy. There's like a variegated version, there's a not. This one in particular, I don't know because I have the variegated version inside. So this one is, I just brought it in. So I'm going to try to figure out where to put it because right now I'm really all for that greenery in my space. This is where I'm thinking of putting it. Of course, I don't want to put it just in this type of pot because it looks like sticks out looking horrible, but I definitely want to have it go upwards, but right now it's not gonna go fully upwards. So I guess what I can do is weave it around this area, just make sure it doesn't break anything because you don't want the cats to break it. I just feel like this area needs a little more greenery. It's just doesn't have enough greenery in this area in my opinion, so I'm going to just try to weave it around this area. It's a little bit hard because you don't want it to take down your stuff, and it's a good thing there's some heavier stuff to hold it together. Oh god, this is what I was afraid of happening. It's sometimes I feel like it's better to have something really hard to hold it in place. Like right now I'm kind of getting a little nervous. There's a stone right here that's a really good anchor. See, it looks, doesn't it look really good already? I really love the way this looks. Yeah, oh, maybe you can't even see it. Let's see. Let's move it down a bit. So, yeah, it's not looking the best at the moment, but I'm working on it. I just have to make sure that all the stuff is not going to get pushed down if the plant decides to move around. So I'm going to move things around a little bit because I want to try to put it on the inside. This thing goes around this. I really wanted something nice and green in this area. So look at this. How cool is this, right? Alright, let's so what I want to do is take everything down for the moment. I might rethink what I want on this area. I don't want this. See, this area I feel like shouldn't be cluttered, and I don't like putting too much things on there. Even though the reason why I put it on there not because it looks nice, it's because I don't know where else to put it. So I kind of I do feel like this area is a little cluttered. I feel like this area sometimes benefits with less things on this particular area. I feel like it just looks really good with a little plant. Can't even speak today. A plant. So I do have to figure out what is hard enough to keep it there. So this totoro thing looks really good there, doesn't it? Some things look really good there, some things don't. I'm gonna have to be really careful with this rose because I put it here to dry and now it's spreading its things everywhere. Right here, this is what I have with the plants. I want to kind of improve this area a little bit. Hopefully this will grow longer so I can have it branch out over that way, but I do want to move some of this stuff around. So because I'm not happy with the way it looks before. I do think that it was a bit too cluttered, so let me see what I can do about this little area right now. I do also feel like there needs to be some fairy lights over here. All right, this one, this fits effortlessly up here. I feel like you can just easily put it with the leaf and it blends in, if you see like that. I do feel like it's slightly better, though I still feel like there's something I need to do about this. Fairy lights maybe, I don't know, maybe just better display, but yeah, I do like the greenery there. I think it looks quite good. See, this is really growing recently. I think it's because I put a bit of new soil, so it's growing really well. Like, and it just makes me hopeful that this is gonna get really long. I feel like it almost grows more indoors than outdoors. I don't know why. It's so crazy. This is like, this plant is just made for the indoors. So yeah, I'm going to see how it goes in here, give it some fertilizer, because I probably neglected it for a whole year. So yeah, yeah, that's really cool, right? I got lots of other plants that I could put. I might try different stages because some plants, I haven't tested it too long inside the house. Sometimes it has, so yeah. This is my little outdoor plant area. Look at it, there's so many, I have so many rare plants. Look at this. This is my favorite. It's getting so much bigger this year. A lot of times I do find that indoor plants do really well outside in the shade rather than in the house because there's just not enough lights in some circumstance. However, the devil's ivy, which I just showed, is the best one that just seemed to do well no matter where it is. So I totally recommend that if you're a new plant owner and you don't know what you're gonna kill, you don't want to like kill plants, which is what I was worried about. So yeah, that is a really good one. I just that was the one that I was just putting around. So yeah, that's so let's hope we can make our house look even more cozy, because right now I'm just like really in the mood to decorate the house and I want to clean out and declutter a lot of things and just make it look as nice as possible, because a lot of times you don't notice, but if you're in the house and you see things messy and cluttered, it does kind of affect you in a way that you don't realize, because when I declutter, I suddenly just feel so happy when I'm looking at my surroundings. Like, that's what I've noticed. When I'm looking around and I'm like seeing that everything's decluttered or clean and not like got everything stacked together, it just makes me feel really happy. So I absolutely do recommend just to declutter and just to get rid of some things that you don't need. And what I've been trying to do, I don't know how well that's going to work for long term, but what I've been trying to do is when I'm outside, I'm looking at things and I really want to buy stuff, I'll think, does this fit really well in my house, or is it going to be something that I'm going to think, oh, it doesn't look as good as I wanted, and I'm going to chuck it in a year? I know that's like me saying that to myself. No way, right? I'm trying. Doesn't mean I'll succeed all the time, because sometimes I'll still come home buying this really beautiful new decor, but I do find that it really does clutter your mind when your space is cluttered. So sometimes it's nice to just get rid of some, give yourself some space to walk, is because this area was so cramped before because the couch was here and I could barely even get around without my, like, I couldn't even walk 3 feet, like literally 3 steps. So we took the couch upstairs, we got rid of the upstairs couch, we put it outside. Hopefully collection won't be too long. I mean, it's like 6 months away before the curbside, which means more hunting for trash. No, I'm just kidding. Knowing me, I'd probably do that just because I want to see what's around, and yeah, whatever. But anyway, I have the couch outside ready to be tossed, so we have a bit more room. Now I can fill this space with another chair, but I kind of want to wait on that. I want like one of those really cozy round chairs, but I don't want it too big, so we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. It's just that the furniture around is so big. Like, they're more suited for a bigger room, or even in 2 different rooms, but we just don't have the space, so I have to cramp them all in the same place. So it does kind of look a little bit out of place. I noticed that because sometimes I like things to be spaced out, but you know, sometimes you just have to make do with what you have and just decorate it the best possible way. So that's one thing I can suggest if you don't have a lot of space, because you know, I'd love to have like a huge place so I can put things here, have a big amount, you know, be like in Stardew Valley where they have like endless amount of space that I don't know what to do with. Oh my god, wouldn't that be cool to have a butterfly hutch in the house? I'm thinking so Stardew Valley at the moment because I'm obsessed with that game. I'm obsessed with the decor, and it's kind of made me really motivated to decorate my room in similar ways. I guess like my decoration style is similar in the game and in real life. So yeah, it's really just fun. Like cottagecore is just my favorite thing.
Also, guess what I harvested yesterday? A sweet potato and an eggplant. The eggplant looks all squished because it's been a day and I left it outside, but how cool is that to get this from the garden, right?
I mentioned that about a week or two ago, I came off my antidepressants and it's been very tough for me for the last few days, like a week. I've had so much symptoms and I can really feel it. Like it's like I know absolutely I'm going through like a different symptom thing, and I'm still getting a lot of dizziness. Like it's so weird. It's like my head is like, ooh, and all of a sudden I'm like, what's going on? I just feel like it's like my brain is like dysfunctional at the moment, and I have the weirdest vivid dreams where I can actually see what's happening. Like I'm experiencing almost like an alternate universe. It's crazy. Like I can see all the little details of every event that's happening. I don't know if that's going to continue or is it just going to be going a little bit. I don't know, but I'm still getting it. And like I can feel myself going to sleep. I can remember every detail. I've never had this kind of thing happen before. That's actually one of the things that I like about like the like having vivid dreams. I just really enjoy having like that experience. However, the worst thing is my everlasting horrendous mood, which like the irritability is so bad at the moment. Like I'm put off by my own tone of voice. That's how bad it is. Like a lot of times I'm just like, I'm so whiny and horrible at the moment. Like I just like I feel like right now I just need to like do the things like that's calming, and even like simple things where I'm playing my game will annoy me, and usually that is not even something that matters. So this is very, very like very tough, but I feel like I just need to brave it through, and then I feel like eventually these effects will get better because we are going to try for another baby. Our appointment is the 22nd of February, where we go to see the IVF specialist about what we can do. So I don't want to do this while I'm on medication. That's why I decided to come off it. That's the main reason. Whether I can is a different story, because I don't know. I'm getting old. Like 37 to me is pretty old. 38 almost. Pretty old for me to consider like, whether my body is able to do it or not, I don't know. So we'll see. However, I'm just gonna say, like, for now, just like how I'm coping with my horrid downward spiral mental state is just playing Stardew Valley. That's helping me through everything right now. Like, that's just given me so much things to do. So I'm not like I'm just so focused on it that I'm happy to chill, sit down and play for a while rather than go out and buy a whole lot of stuff, which is something I go on and off doing. Sometimes I'll go through a period of time where I don't buy a lot, and then I'll go through another period of time where I'm like, I just want to buy everything. It really depends on what I'm really obsessed with. Right now, I'm just so happy with playing that game that it's helping me through this time, because like I enjoy sitting on a bus or a train to just play the game, and that's really, really calming for me. That, to me, if I have a moment like where I can just do something, that would be my way of dealing with my own stress, is to sit on a bus or a train, go for a bit of a journey, which is like usually half an hour or more is better, because when you're doing it for a short time you have to like get off and on and stuff. But being on it for over half an hour is really fun because I sit there and I just play. Well, if you're motion sickness, you might not be able to do that, but for me, I'm very lucky that I don't get that. So I'm able to play my game while I'm sitting on a bus or a train, and I just love that so much. That's one of my favorite ways to calm down. Like, I am not a person that likes driving around, so that to me really adds stress. So yeah, one thing I just right now loving to do is decorating my farm and growing crops for the different season in Stardew Valley is one of my favorite things to do. It is helping me so much with my mental health. Like, I can't even explain in words just how much I love that game. And even like there was a stage where I feel like, oh, I may have reached the end of the game. Like, I've beat
all this stuff, and then suddenly like this whole new section opens up in the game that is like, hey, we got all this new content, and I feel like I just had just upgrade it to game number 2, if you know what I mean. Like, that game is that good. I feel like I'll be like, as long as it gets updated, I think this will be my one of my favorite games of all time through my entire life, because of how simple it is, how good it looks. Like, visually it looks so good, and it really makes me happy. Like, the graphics are just so good, like the little pigs and the chickens and everything. I love them so much. It makes me so happy to have my own coop with blue chickens. I love it. It's blue chickens, yellow chickens, I don't know, grey chickens, void chickens. It is like the greatest thing I have ever discovered, and I am so happy I got that game. And I'm loving, like, in my spare time, what I also love to do right now is one of my best coping mechanisms for any kind of like horrible mental health and stress and everything is put on headphones, listen to a really long podcast or video where someone's talking. It can be about anything. It could be a story, it could be like a podcast, it can be someone talking, whatever it is. I'm really into it at the moment. Sit down, listen to that, have a lovely little food snack with me, like a drink or something, have my Stardew Valley in front of me playing, and I'm sitting there just watching the world at the same time go by on a bus or something. That to me is ultimate happiness. So if you have a chance, do try that. To me, I cannot think of a better way to spend a few hours or even an hour than doing that. That just makes me so happy. So yeah, try that. It really does make a huge difference with my mental health. And that game, it's like, before I started playing, I was like, oh, like, you don't realize just how good it is. When you start playing, it's like, oh my god, this is everything I ever wanted. It just feels like you can be sucked into your own little world for a while. Forget about everything else. Forget about, all the problems you have. Your biggest problem is, how do I split my chickens in different coops and stuff? That's my favorite thing to think about right now. Do I have a coop with just blue chickens? Do I have a coop with void chickens? Or should I combine the chickens and the dinosaurs? That's my favorite thing in the world right now to think about. Or, like, how do I reach level 100, like, in the mine without dying or eating anything, That's just so amazing. Like, that, to me, that is just... because when I have to say, for me, I love creative things. I don't like reading that much. And that game is like the perfect amount of like dialogue and action. Like, not action as in like you just walk around and do things. Like, the reading is not too intense, which is just right for me. Like, that amount of reading is perfect because you don't get too many things where you have to read a lot. But, like, the little bits that you do read, I feel like is very impactful. It gets you to know the characters. And it almost feels like I have another, I don't know, it just feels like I have another life in a farm with all the things I ever wanted, like pigs. And, what was the other thing that I really loved? Goats, chickens, ducks. I really love the ducks. They're so cute. And when they swim in the pond, it just makes you so happy. So ducks, chickens, what else do they have? You can have so many pets. Pet turtles. I'm gonna get that purple turtle very soon. But it's also fun because I'm getting rich in the game and I'm like, I can afford everything now. Like, it's just so great. Like, I love the different pets. Like, it's like your house is full of these little pets and it's just, I don't know, it kind of feels almost like an alternate universe that I could live my dream life kind of thing. Like, it's like, sometimes if you're in a place that you can't live your dream life and there's so much you can do, you can't just move out overnight, getting yourself into a game like that is so helpful to wind down. I don't mean like, oh, do nothing else, but like just having this little moment in the game is just so amazing. I love it with all my heart. I feel like that is like probably one of the best games I've ever discovered. And a big reason also is because of the different characters in the game. I feel like they're so relatable and just
when you befriend them and I don't know, they're almost like your little virtual friends, if that makes sense. So I really love them. I just really love the game. It's like everything to me at the moment. So if you feel stressed out, if you're going through very difficult times, I do suggest just like, for me, I love just being on the go on a bus or a train. That's my favorite. You might feel very comfortable in a restaurant, on a booth, or I don't know, just sitting at home, or like finding a cozy spot at home. I don't know, everyone's different. I personally love just sitting on some kind of thing where I'm moving and I can see the world, and it just makes me really happy. And oh my god, when it's storming, it's even better. So yeah, hopefully that will just help you figure out how to, you know, keep your mental health in a good place. Even like right now, all this stuff is happening and it's really stressful. I try to do that every day so that I could just focus on the good stuff.